It seems like every single person on YouTube is telling you to start some sort of AI agency, whether that's building chatbots, selling voice agents, selling AI agents. But the problem with all of these models is if you're a complete beginner, you're going to waste 6 months and probably not make any money. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 most popular AI agency models right now, show you why 4 of them will probably not work for beginners. I'm going to give you the one model that actually works for complete beginners. I'm going to show you the exact tools that you need. Some of them make it nearly $0 to actually fulfill the services. And then I'm going to show you 3 proven ways to get your first paying client this month. We'll start off by showing you the most popular business models that everyone is telling you to start. First of all, you've got your basic AI automation agency. That's chatbots, Zapier, Make, any flows. Obviously, you're wrapping that around ChatGPT, Claude, and different types of LLMs and making CRM integrations. Then you've got the chatbot agency, customer support, FAQ bots, lead qualification and lead scoring. We've got AI voice agents, phone bots, appointment setting, IVR replacements. And then you've got other people telling you to build a micro SaaS with AI and start selling subscriptions. We've got people telling you to start building AI agents and sell them. All of those are probably not the best beginner friendly models. I'll dive into why in a second, but this right here, this is the model that you want to start. An AI ad and content agency. The first part here, you need to understand how a business actually operates. Let's take an automation agency, for example. They sell efficiency, but efficiency at what? Like if you've never run a business before, if you've never been inside a CRM, if you've never run ads for a business, if you've never seen any type of funnel or customer journey or managed a team or anything like that, you're just going to be guessing which processes to automate, and you don't know the processes that if you automate actually has the highest leverage for that business. What's going to end up happening is you just don't provide any value to that business. The second part here, automations only work when you know which processes actually matter. So this kind of ties into that first one. Every business has 50 to 100 things that they could completely automate, but there's a small percentage of those processes that are actually going to save them time or money. Now, if you're an experienced operator and you've worked in these types of businesses, instinctively you're going to know which of these processes are the highest leverage ones to actually go and automate or put some sort of AI system into them. The rest aren't going to make a big enough difference inside the business. Like I say here, beginners are going to automate the easy stuff that like nobody cares about. But let's take an e-commerce brand, for example. One of the highest leverage things that we could automate for them would probably be writing new ad scripts or researching their competitors' ads and stealing the framework and writing ads for our own brand. That's something that we could automate for them that's really high leverage, that if they started running that ad that they've stolen from their competitor, they could get a higher ROAS, a lower CPA, and start acquiring more customers for more profit. So that's an example of knowing which processes to actually automate. So another one is if you don't know what a sales pipeline looks like, you're not going to be able to automate it. You can see that there's a theme between all of these, and it's basically if you've never worked in one of these businesses before, starting an AI agency to automate things that you've never worked on before is a terrible idea. Example, most automation content on YouTube is going to show you how to connect tools together, okay? They're going to show you how to connect Make.com, NAN, there's maybe some AI agent stuff in there. But again, if you don't know like what a qualified lead looks like, what the handoff between marketing and sales should be like, where the deal stalls, where all the bottlenecks are, you're not going to know which part to actually work on. You're basically just going to end up producing a bunch of slop automations that either automate a bunch of stuff that doesn't need automating, or you're going to build stuff that actually breaks down their sales process. Next one is voice agents. This is kind of specific to voice agents. If you build a voice agent or some sort of chatbot, you're you're inserting yourself between the business and their paying customers. So if your bot misroutes a call, gives the wrong information, sounds robotic at the wrong moment, that is a lost sale for the client, and they will directly blame you. And there's no hiding behind like I'm still learning, especially when the stakes are that high that you're actually actively losing them customers, which is the complete opposite to what you're supposed to be doing. The other one is like when people are trying to tell you to go and just make a SaaS with AI. Go and make a software or an app with AI and just sell the subscriptions for $49 a month. That sounds easy because AI can build anything, right? Not entirely. I'll tell you why. As someone who is actively building AI agents and AI systems and softwares of my own and my own tools, AI cannot one-shot software. You are not going to be able to build a working software by purely vibe coding it. I'm just telling you that is not going to happen. You're always going to run into like auth, payments, edge cases, mobile responsiveness, database issues. You're going to come up to a lot of problems because a lot of what AI will do is you give it the idea of the software. It's going to build you a lovely dashboard and you're going to think, wow, that's amazing, it built this in like 1 hour. And then you go to try and use it and none of it works. And you can't figure out what's broken because you're not a developer and you don't have money to go and pay a developer. Then if you actually do get a working product, you need to know how to market it. You need to know how to run ads, you need to know how to build an audience, create content, customer support, how to price it, operations, onboard users, how to reduce churn. That is essentially like one of the hardest business models to start, so you definitely should not start there. So AI, ad and content agency. This is the one that you want to start. So I'll tell you exactly why. First of all, it's a super simple starting point. You're going to pick a content type, one, right? If you're just a complete beginner, pick one thing. AI UGC videos, AI static ads, AI TikTok and Reels content, AI landing pages and advertorials and listicles. Pick one of them and just try and sell that to start. If you're a complete beginner, there's no point in trying to learn all of it. Just pick one of them that seems like the cheapest or the easiest or whatever one that you want to sell. Pick one and try and sell that to businesses. Now, here's the difference. You're not selling them AI UGC videos. What you're actually selling them is more reach for their brand, cheaper customer acquisition, volume that they can't produce themselves. And the beauty of this type of content is it can work for both organic and paid. So you can make AI UGC videos that they run as paid traffic, or you could even offer brands like I'll whip up 3 TikTok pages and I'll post 3 videos a day on each of them promoting your brand, and we'll send all the traffic to your website. So it works on both organic and paid. Now here is where AI really helps you. The maths. You could essentially go and, let's say you're speaking to an e-commerce brand, you could say to them quite easily, we'll give you unlimited static ads for, I've said £1,000 a month, we could say $1,000 a month probably, $1,000 a month. That is going to take you 1 day to fulfill. Roughly, like you'll work maybe 2 days one day, 2 days another, 2 hours one day, 2 hours another day, but it's not going to take you any longer than like 10 hours to fulfill unlimited static ads. Because even when you offer someone unlimited static ads, the chances are they're probably going to put in an order of 100 at most for that month. And that is going to be a big brand that's doing a lot of creative testing. And even at that, it's going to be rare that you're going to get that. But you can offer it. You can offer unlimited static ads. And here's the thing. Nano Banana, when you run it through certain APIs, it's going to cost you like 10 cents per image. So there you go. You've got 10 static ads for $1. You can quickly see how the profit is going to be crazy on that. Plus, they're so easy to create. You just need the right prompting framework and a little bit of knowledge on marketing and the tool, and then you can literally you can even automate that. I can show you, actually there's other videos on my YouTube. If you want to know anything about any of these, actually how to create the content, just go and binge watch the rest of my videos. You can sell AI UGC packages, $1,500 to $3,500 a month. Each video is going to take you roughly about 30 minutes to produce, maybe a little bit longer at the start. Now I'm going to show you your actual toolkit, all of the tools that you're going to use to fulfill on all of those services. So scripting and strategy and basically everything is Claude. So you can use Claude for ad scripts, prompt generation, all of the strategy. You're going to be able to give it access to the brand, create briefs, write ad copy, like I said, scripts, frameworks, advertorial landing pages. You're going to get that Claude to just work through every single process and deliverable that you're actually selling. And it's kind of like the engine for the rest of it. Image ads, like I said, Nano Banana 2 is going to cost you about 10 cents per image. Unlimited static ads almost becomes free to fulfill. For video ads and content, you've got a wide range of softwares, and the best way is actually to kind of mix and match and use them all. So we've got like HeyGen that can create like 10-minute long AI UGC talking head videos. Sora 2 is getting discontinued very soon, I think it's September, but use it until then. Hyper realistic UGC, really good B-roll. We've got VO3 for everything, B-roll, animations, UGC. Kling 3.0 does multi-scene shots, really good UGC. You can actually carry voice IDs from clip 1 all the way through all of your clips, so it keeps the same voice. We've got Kling 3 motion control, 11 labs for your voiceovers, and then like I said, you want to kind of mix and match. For example, you could use Sora 2 for the first 15 seconds of the ad, which is like your hook, and then you use VO3 for the rest of it with an 11 labs voiceover that you've cloned from the Sora 2 video, and then that keeps you with the same voice. Then we've got like landing pages and advertorials. Again, super simple. You're going to use Claude to write all of the copy. You're going to use Nano Banana for all of the images. You're going to use Kling for the videos on the landing page. And then you get Claude Code to write the full entire HTML from scratch. You can basically clone any landing page style that you want. Let's say you find an advertorial that's working for another brand. You can clone that for the brand that you're going to work for, put your own copy and your own images in, and Claude Code will spin all of that up for you in about 5 or 10 minutes, which is absolutely nuts. Again, if you want to see that actually happening, I'll put the video in the description and you can go and watch that and actually give you one of the agents to go and do that. You don't need dev skills, you don't need to know how to create Webflow websites, you don't need to know any of that. Claude Code is going to solve it all for you. Now, next, how do we actually go about getting clients? The first place, Upwork. This is your fastest path to getting that first paying client. I'm going to go into Upwork right now and show you. Right, so I've just came on to Upwork. I'm going to scroll for about 3 seconds and we'll get one. There we go, AI video editor and creative strategist. That's exactly what I'm talking about here. AI static ad designer. There we go, there's another one. UGC, that's not saying anything about AI. AI creative, we've got one there. AI powered copywriter, again. AI creative specialist, AI first graphic designer, AI UGC and ad creative. So as you can see, there is a ton of people and brands actually hiring for this work. The demand is up there and the supply is so low because the problem is, like I say down here, most of the people applying for this don't have any skills in direct response copywriting and they're just kind of generic VAs or kind of old school video editors. I done another video on this. AI video generation and like editing grew 329% year over year. It is now the most in demand skill on Upwork out of everything. So you can start applying for jobs right now, 5 to 10 a day or however much your budget is going to allow you because you need to pay for connects on Upwork. Buy a bunch of connects and start firing out proposals. And if you've done that for the first month while learning all of this, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to land a client because the demand is actually so high right now. Next, we have cold outreach. Now, contrary to popular belief, everybody seems to think that cold outreach is dead and it doesn't work. That is a lie, a complete lie, and it's cope because people just can't get it to work. This is the way that you're going to get it to work. You can go and scrape your own Shopify stores. You can use some, if you've got cash, you can buy something like Apollo or Store Leads and you can enrich all the data and get a built list of emails that you can reach out to, or you can just buy a lead list off Fiverr to get started. You can get like 1,000 leads for like $60. And the way that you're going to do this, obviously I've said here that you can automate it, but most of you guys are going to want to start manual. You can use like SmartLead, Apollo and Clay if you've got cash to burn and you're going to be able to automate your outreach. If you're a beginner, you kind of want to start off manual and you want to lead with something personal about their business. Now this is the magic line. I made you this AI video, I made you this AI ad creative, I made you a static ad, I made you a landing page. Can I send it over? This is going to completely flip the dynamic. You're not asking for their time, you're simply offering them something that they can see and evaluate in 30 seconds and work out if you are somebody that's going to provide value to their business. It is the single highest converting cold outreach line for any of these services because you're removing all friction. You're not asking them for money. You're saying, hey, I made you this. Do you want to see it? And then when they see your beautifully designed landing page, they're going to be like, wow, how do we hire you? Well, that's what you're hoping for anyway. Another part to this is you can actually send over a Loom video. So it's kind of similar to your free asset. Before you even reach out, actually go and make them like some sort of free asset, an AI UGC clip, static ads, or an advertorial. And then you're going to record a short Loom video just walking through exactly what you made, why you made it, all the creative choices that led you to the final output, the kind of direct response principles that's going in behind it. Again, if you want to understand what I'm speaking about deeply, go and watch the rest of my videos and binge watch them because I'm going to teach you direct response principles in the rest of my videos. And you're just going to show them how they could use that in their marketing. Attach the Loom to your outreach message. Again, you're not pitching, you're just simply saying, look, I made you this. This is going to take about 30 to 60 minutes per prospect. So you're not going to be pumping out 100 or 50 a day, but your conversion rate is going to be 10 times higher than a generic cold email because you've already done the work. Now, I say this all the time, even if they don't hire you, you've just built something for your portfolio that you can use for the next project. Nothing is wasted. You've also learned more about building a funnel, creating an ad. You're practicing while outreaching and you're learning the skills that it's going to take for you to then go and actually fulfill for the clients that you end up signing. And that's pretty much it for this video. Now, before you go, if you want help doing any of this, take a look, click at the link in the description, take a look at Ad Operator. This is the agentic creative system. We show you how to make all of these types of UGC videos, the listicles, the landing pages, static ads, emails, everything. We've got a community in there with a Discord full of e-commerce brand owners. We've got freelancers, we've got creative strategists, we've even got some people that do SaaS in there. And yeah, just go and check that out if you want help actually starting this. Other than that, make sure you go and watch the rest of the videos, sign up to the email list, and I will see you guys in the next video.